The Norse Greenlanders established in Greenland a really interesting and unique mixed hunting, herding economy. They certainly made use of all the domestic animals they brought with them from Iceland, pigs, horses, sheep, goats, cows, but they also made extensive use from the very beginning of the really large migratory seal populations, especially the harp seal, which was not present in any numbers in Iceland. So they were very flexible in changing their initial adaptation. As time went on, and especially as climate changed dramatically after the 1250s into the early 14th century, the Norse Greenlanders found themselves in a situation where the terrestrial part of their economy, the domestic animals, were increasingly having a hard time surviving. Pastures are contracting, pasture productivity is probably dropping. It's hard times to be a farmer. We know from the animal bone collections from their deposits and also from the isotopic residues in the bones of the Norse Greenlanders themselves that they dealt with this problem by increasing their marine adaptation, especially sealing. So seal bones go up to as much as 80% of the collections in North Greenland, and as far as we can tell from dietary reconstructions, Norse Greenlanders increasingly go into the marine food web, almost certainly eating seals. So we have, after 1300, this incredible development of an adaptation really aimed at communal sealing, where whole groups of people would go down the fjord in boats, drive the seals into narrows, catch them in nets, catch them communally without harpoons, the way the Inuit do it, and bring the carcasses back for distribution. So we have indications here the Norse were very successful in pumping up the communal adaptation of communal sealing, going out and getting these seals in large numbers, and that got them through some very hard times. It also made them vulnerable to any climate change which caused more storminess, because of course in this case they're risking a key part of their whole population, precious boats, in going out between the inner fjords and the outer fjords where the seals are. We now know from proxy evidence in the Greenland ice cores that around 1425 there's a flip over and trend between decreasing to increasing storminess in the North Atlantic. So after 1425, the frequency and severity of storms seems to have kicked up dramatically. So you're seeing a situation here where traditional environmental knowledge, TEK, seafaring knowledge, would go from well-established, drawing on centuries-long experience in Greenland, to uncharted waters, literally. So Norse seafarers would suddenly be discovering that the North Atlantic they had adapted to, the understanding what they could get away with, luck of the draw, is suddenly changed dramatically. Today we see something similar happening in northern communities where sea ice is changing so dramatically that northern communities dependent on hunting and movement across sea ice are facing challenges they never faced before. And elders in many northern communities are now becoming reluctant to pass on their sea ice knowledge to younger hunters with the understanding that they're just likely to get somebody killed. Things have changed dramatically. So Norse Greenlanders, ironically enough, may have been incredibly successful in dealing with one environmental change, cooling temperatures, only to make themselves more vulnerable to another climate change, increasing storminess in the later 15th century.